Our group project is about mobile eye tracking technology, and these are our group members. Mobile eye tracking technology is a device that subject can wear and consists of some cameras front and also two other cameras to capture the gaze behaviors of study subjects. And it's used to capture and analyze the direction of subjects' gaze and movement of their eyes and heads in experimental and natural settings. So the researchers can record where the eyes of the subjects are attracted to. This technology has been used in various research areas such as museum studies, medical studies, and education. In education, for example, it has been used, this technology has been used to identify how much of the students' time is devoted to the materials lectured in the classrooms and what are actually the part of task that they have more interest in. Also, from the perspective of instructor of class, what are the main inhibitors of their students' concentration? And also it has been used to collect data about quantity and quality of social interaction of learners in after-school settings. One of the advantages of these, the main actually advantages of this technology is that we can get very deep and comprehensive data and information from the subjects in natural setting. So collecting data in natural setting is with these types of information, this comprehensive type of information is the most and the main advantage of this technology. So, and also, one of the great advantage of this technology is that we can collect data in various fields, like in museums, in business, in marketing and business, health and education. But disadvantages is very expensive, it costs between $10,000 to $40,000, and it's not comfortable for the subject to wear after 20 minutes. And also, it needs some specific features for the laptop to record the sessions. We had some issues with that. And but overall, it's a very great technology, and we can, then the researchers can actually gain very comprehensive and deep information and data.
Now we are ready to plug the USB cable to the laptop. That will identify the hardware to the laptop. So we plug it first, and notice and hear the clicking of the laptop. Click sound on the laptop indicate is being detect some hardware. To confirm this, you need to go to Device Manager and then try to locate a hardware component. It's called VR Magic USB. This is your component, which is represent the hardware here. Decabless. All right. So by this way, everything is being connected. The dongle for the software license is being connected, identified by the blue icon here, and we have the USB is also being identified by the computer in the Device Manager. So that's the end for this video on how to connect the device. Thank you. Hi, welcome back to our video series about how to use the semi-mobile eye tracker device. After we did the installation and the icon of the software is showing up on the desktop, double click on it and that will bring you to the initial screen, which reflects for you the project. So here you will click on new and then you will create a container for your project. The name of this one that we selected is called User Experience UX. After you click or create this one, double click on it and you will see immediately that your device is already being connected and identified by your machine, and that's very crucial point to check before you go any further, because if the device is not connected, then you need to troubleshoot the connection and the drivers. So after you check this, we need to go back and start to create users. So you need first to highlight your study from Study Explorer, then click the new user and name it based on your participant in your research. And those users will be actually the subject of your research study. So here we will start with creating multiple users, and those would be considered as users to be for our study research and record the data. All right, so after we create the users, the study, and then users within the study, we need to create task. Task is very important, and that will make it very important for our research criteria, because you need actually to understand the purpose of recording. So instead of regular recording like using the camera or cam recorder, here we will add some meaning to the recording, and also some criteria or metrics for the recording. So to create a new task, we click on this icon and we give it a name. And we are here try to use a task for different purpose. For example, we created here PowerPoint, and we actually the intention about this is to see the user when we'll be focusing on the PowerPoint and when we'll be distracted from the PowerPoint. So within PowerPoint, I'm going to create a subtask, and I will say it images. And the same things, we would like here to see the reflection or perception of the student or the subject when the PowerPoint start or the instructor start to record the, showing the images. Another subtask will be actually regarding to text. And this will be important for the research purpose, because we would like to see the influence between the images and text, or the effect on images and text on the focusing on the student. In the same area, we will create another task, and this one we will consider it distraction area. And this distraction area is actually the area that when the user start to looking outside the PowerPoint and no more interest with the PowerPoint slides, either the text or images. Another task here to add is the whiteboard. So far, for our purpose of this video, we created the study and we name it UX, user experience. Then we created under this study multiple users, subject of interest. And then we created tasks and identified multiple tasks. And this will be different based on the research, on the research questions, and the variables and construct of your research. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll continue with the other one. Welcome back to our video series on how to use and calibrate the eye tracker. In this video, we're going to calibrate the eye tracker and make sure we have the most appropriate position for the eye camera and the front camera. The first step for us to calibrate the eye tracker is to click on the upper corner calibration wizard. And when you click here, adjust the right and the left camera to reflect or to detect the pupil of both eyes. And ask the user to sit down and look straight towards the area of your interest or the area of the subject of your research. And as you see here, both pupils have been detected. So next, we will click on this small arrow to the upper right corner, and that will specify for us the two areas that we need to indicate in data collection. Minimize this area is very important, because that will reduce the amount of data that the processor need to manipulate. So be careful and be more precise to select the appropriate area size. That will give you more accurate data and reduce for you the amount of processing. As you see here on both shapes, the eyes actually is being detected even when the user looking right or left. and that's good for us. So the next step, which is the third one, is to calibrate the entire front camera. The front camera is actually will have four portions. The first one is to ask the user to look at the upper left corner and stay still. And as you see, is pointing too high, so we will adjust the front camera, and that's perfect. And you will see here, you must notice both eye pupils have been detected. After both have been detected, you click on the area. Then you need to ask the user to look to the right upper. Again, make sure both pupil of the eye been detected. Then you click on this area. Now to the lower right side, both pupil been detected. Click. And finally, the lower left area, and ask the user to look at this area and make sure both pupils have been detected. And when you finish the calibration, click finished. Thank you so much for watching this video, and hopefully to see you in the next one. Thank you. The phone camera. Perfect. So if you look straight,
Can you make it like left and right? Because
yes.
I don't think this is straight.
Yep. So if you look at this area here, and at the same time, we must ensure both pupils have been detected. And when you check and see both pupils being detected, you click and say, good to go to the next. You're still looking at the mid. I need more further to look
No, I'm looking on the left side.
to the left side.
Yeah, but as I told you, that
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now the right side, a little down. Okay.
so this is not for the eye.
No,
This is for the
exactly.
eye.
Yeah, that's all right. Great. And the lower corner. Yep. Yep. On the side. And the last corner, which is the lower left. So, and ensure again that both pupil of the eye have been detected. And when you finish this calibration, you click on finish. And this is the video on how to calibrate the semi-mobile eye tracker. Welcome back to our video series talking about how to use the semi-mobile eye tracking. As we did in the previous videos, how to create a study and create users, then adding task for each one. In this video, we were talking about how to start recording data. So very important here to notice in which tab you are currently in. This is the plan and this is the study explorer only available. To record, we need to switch to major tab, and you see we'll have these icons for record, task triggering, and notes. Very important at this stage of data recording or collection. Make sure your devices are connected and identify. Then you select the appropriate device. Also, you may need to pay attention here to the audio. There are two audio or microphone. You need to select the one is functional, and we know the microphone for the laptop, for this laptop, is the one that recording the audio. So after you select the device, make sure you connect it, and then you need also, very important, as you see here, if you click on record, there is no recording. because we need to select the subject. So for this example, we select the first subject, Saud, and we will let him record under his experience. And we will need also to add from the screen layout the eye tracker and make sure the device, as you may remember from the other video, drag it and drop it here. And you see here, we have the instructor, we have the environment of the whiteboard, and also the PowerPoint. So we will start recording. And data recording is start simply by press on record. However, you may bring task trigger, and you see these tasks we created previously with the notes. And the notes is very important for us because we need to log every minute, every activity, so later we can do the analysis on the right data. So let's start with the data recording. As you see here, we start recording and the data start to be recorded. And the student looking at the instructor and the instructor using the whiteboard and mention about that. In the same time, while this activity in progress, I will trigger the whiteboard and I will log this. I started the whiteboard. So click enter and you see here is being logged. And this task is continuously, and I'm still recording the things without any problem. Assuming while the instructor talking and explaining on the board, the student start to look at the door. So the student start to look at the door, and for me, I consider this distraction task. So I switch from the whiteboard task to distraction. And then after the student was focusing on outside the environment, he returned back and the instructor switched to the PowerPoint. And in this case, I'm going to trigger the PowerPoint. And here I will log this. I invoked the PowerPoint task. And you see every time I log or do activity, I may log it to the recorder. Now, the subtask for the PowerPoint, the text, I'm going to trigger this one. And you will see the subtask is still as a child of the parent PowerPoint, and both are active. So here I will log this. I started the text subtask in the PowerPoint. So I have the log and I have subtasks. To stop this, and assuming the instructor moved to the images, I'm going to trigger the images. So here, we try to see the activity of the user while the instructor moving from whiteboard to the PowerPoint, and in the PowerPoint from images to text only. After we satisfy with this recording of the data, and let me log this, the student start to watch the slides images. So as a researcher here, I'm doing the logs every time I do the activity. To finalize this, I will click on image, and that will stop the task, but still is recording. Then I will stop the PowerPoint, and which is continuous recording. So far, we did the recording and we're still recording, but we associate multiple tasks with the logging while we trigger each one of these tasks. When we satisfy with our data, we may click on recording, the red bar, and the recording of the data is completed. And as you see here, that's indicate for you the recording audio, video with the time for this mission. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next one. We'll come back to our video series about how to use semi-mobile eye tracker. In this video, we're talking about how to start the data analysis. And our subject for this video is area of interest. So as you see here, we start from the plan. We need to move now to analysis and analyze. From the screen, you see we have our data recorded. We have the data session, but we need to add the player area. And this is the player area added here. Also, would like to put the viewer for our video. So that would be from screen, layout, and eye tracker. Then what I would do is the same what we did before. We checked and calibrate our device, bring decouplers and drag it to the viewer. And you will see here, this is our video that we recorded. Now, to add area of interest, we need to go to the data analysis and select area of interest. And this will bring us the screen. I know it's very small because the laptop size, but however, we will give you the concept here. Assuming the area of interest is the area that you would like to see when the student or the subject most of the time spend the time looking at it. It's different from the task. For example, here when I move the video and I would like, for example, to emphasize and say the PowerPoint or the projector area is my area of interest, and I would like to see how long and how often the student look at it. So this is the area of interest management. Click New, and you will have two types. We need to name it. So I will name it projector, and we'll select color for it and assume that will be red. Okay, and that will be used for the triggering and fix area. And you see here, we need to select the area by use the mouse, click. Sorry. On this one, bring it here. And this is by double click to release. This is my area. Thus, I would like to see when the user start to look at it. Every time the pupil of the eye located on this area, this will be changed. This may be useful in some studies to measure and see the area of interest. After we selected the color, name it, and then the area, create. And you see here, we have area is being created. If I would like to create a new one, then I click a new one. And this time we may use different color and different process. So this one, we name it others. And the color is blue, fixed. And here I need to create, again, using the mouse, double click to create the area and drag it, then go, then here. And to release it, right click. And save it, create. And you will have two area here, projector, others. And again, those will be useful when you tracking the eye pupil and if it's located in the area of interest or in the others. Thank you again for watching this video. Hoping to see you in the next one. Welcome back to our video series on how to use semi-mobile eye tracker. In this series, on this video, particularly this video, we're talking about how to use the data analysis widgets. As you see here, we are in the analyze, and we have nothing being visualized here. So we will start with the player. Click the player, that will enable us to play back our data that we already recorded. So I will, the same things, we will drag it and drop it to this area by adding first the eye tracker. So we have the eye tracker, then you drag and drop this one here. Now, for this purpose of video, we would like to do line chart analysis. So if we go to visualization, and we select line chart for this demo, and you see here we have this screen, and what we would do, we will select from our data session explorer the right data. For example, if you try to drag the eye, will not work because this widget is being designed, pre-designed for a specific data source. So the keywords, each one of these widgets has its own purpose design, and you need to know which data source will be fit and work with it. For example, line chart, I know which data. So if I go to the original, pupil X, and here I have it, and pupil Y, and I have it. If I play the video, and you see how the pupil will be dilate from area to area when the user. I know I'm running this in opposite, but let's stop it and then start from the beginning from here. And you see here, you look how the user, when you start in the interest area, is become red. That's indicate for you the interest area. So by this way, we were able to see dilation of the user while he was looking at the instructor and the lecture. Thank you so much for watching this video and looking for the next one. Thank you. Hi, welcome back to our video series on how to use semi-mobile eye tracker. In this video, we're talking about another widget of data analysis, and this time we're talking about the eye tracker statistics. And we'll click on this widget, and you see here the screen is showing up. So what I would do, I bring this up and I will close the screen for this time, just to give you more space to take a look. By the way, you will be able also to drag and drop it as you want, and by this way we have the entire screen. So for eye tracking statistic, first we need to select the subject, and the subject here is Saud. I don't need the other student. So I select the first one, the task, I selected the entire tasks, the images. If you have a specific data analysis or data statistical for a specific task, you may single task, and from single task go to the interest task. But for this demo, the purpose of this presentation, we talk about the entire session. And here we talk about all of the area of interest and all the metrics for demo. Then we will make the calculation. After the calculation is done, you see is reflects for you the data available with the measurements. And this data actually is simply can be also exported into Excel sheet. And to do so, you need to click on export. And here you select the decimal number format, which is point, not comma, and you select the destination, the file path, and we will name it. For example, ANA01 analysis 01, and save it, and then export the data. And export is done. If we go back and you take a look on the data, make sure you know where the data is being saved. Analysis 01, and this data actually is CVS, so you need to import it to Excel sheet. And from Excel sheet, go to data, and from text, and you select analysis 01, and then delimit. Make sure you select the right one is tab, and you can examine this by looking at your data, make sure everything is organized. Then click next, finish, okay, and you have all the data in your Excel sheet. Thank you again for watching this video.